Welcome to another episode of the Movie Brothers. I'm Ant. This is Kev. Everybody bow your heads. Lord, please forgive them, for they know not what they do. Amen. I feel like I had to say that. not prepping. I feel like I had to say that, y'all, because we are reviewing the film Exodus, Gods and Kings for you today. This film is rated PG-13, has a runtime of 2 hours and 30 minutes. This is an action adventure. This film is, this film is supposed to tell you the story of Moses as he leads the Israelites out from under the oppression of the Egyptian Pharaoh Ramses.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. This movie was directed by the great Ridley Scott. You know him, you love him. He was responsible for some of the greatest films in cinematic history. We're talking Gladiator, we're talking Blade Runner, we're talking Alien.
He's a beast.
We're talking American Gangster, we're talking Thelma and Louise. This man knows what he's doing, okay?
Yep.
The film stars Kristen Bell, Joel Edgerton, Ben Kingsley, Sigourney Weaver, John Turturro, and Aaron Paul, of all people.
Yeah, from Breaking Bad. All right, so now that we got that out the way, Kev, will you do the honor and pop the top on this thing?
Yeah.
Let's get into it, man.
Yeah, let's chop this up. I had an English professor tell me once that the Bible is one of the most beautiful, inspiring works of literature ever assembled. Okay, regardless of your religious beliefs or whether you hold any religious beliefs at all. Okay, this is outstanding literature. It is full of poetic beauty. It is full of expression, action, adventure, romance, okay, suspense. Everything that you could want in a story is found within the pages of the Bible. It is every bit as worthy of study as the works of Shakespeare or Homer. And that being the case, why then does Hollywood want to rob biblical tales of all of these outstanding qualities when transitioning it to the big screen?
You seem a little upset, Kev.
I'm mad.
I kind of sense that, and I have a response for you. I feel like I need a pipe, like just, well, Kev, as I break this down, but I don't. So we'll do it anyway, though. So aside from the laziness of Hollywood, let's hit on a couple of other things that I see, or just my personal opinion, observation. One, the business side of Hollywood poking its nose in places where it does not belong. Right. Focused on things like who's the big name that we can get and cast in this film for box office draw. Okay, right. Worrying about things like, oh, could this film be in 3D? Can we make this a 3D film because we can get a couple of extra bucks, right, for every ticket that we sell? Things like that are misguided and focus is then lost off the actual film itself, the movie, the story. I mean, that's how that happens.
It's when the suits begin to make the film instead of the actual filmmaker.
There you go.
Like Darren Aronofsky's Noah, Exodus wants to tell the tale, okay, but focus only on the earthly, okay, the earthbound or the basic qualities of it, rather than get into the metaphysical aspects of it that actually make it so fantastical, such an enormously entertaining story to listen to and to tell in the first place. And in doing so, it leaves a bloody trail of humorless, faithless tropes in its wake. Okay, why make a movie about faith if the filmmakers refuse to exhibit any?
I don't know, but I do know I like seeing you mad. I kind of get a kick out of that.
Yeah, I'm ag, man.
But no, I totally agree with you, Kev, on that. And the only thing I can say, embrace yourself, because I know you hate when I say this, but all I can say is Hollywood, balls. It's the balls of Hollywood, Kev.
I thought we had agreed never to say balls on the show again.
I know you hate that, man, but when we get into these types of situations, Kev, that's the best way that I can explain it, because who else could, or would, I should say, take and twist the words of the Bible to do whatever you want to do as you see fit to put it into whatever fantasy story that you want to paint. In this film, we're just dealing with things like, why is God this little kid, weird little kid walking around that is just totally, out of nowhere, doesn't make sense.
Aronofsky gave us transforming rocks.
Yes.
Okay. Ridley Scott gives us Macaulay Culkin from Home Alone
my gosh.
as God.
Yes, pretty much. Moses, his staff. Moses and his staff, they go together. Where is his staff in this film? Can anybody tell me that?
And his staff is responsible for some of the greatest set pieces throughout the whole story. Okay?
Yeah.
What about when Moses uses his staff to devour the serpents?
Yes.
What about when he uses his staff to turn the Nile to blood? What about when he uses his staff to part the Red Sea?
Yeah.
For crying out loud.
So in exchange for his staff, a sword has been put into his hand, and he is basically a killing machine.
How many people does Moses murder in this movie?
I lost count. I lost count, bro. But that's what it is. And at the end of the day, when you take all of that, you got a hot mess, or as Kev said, a bloody trail, a bloody mess of crap on your hands.
Okay, and I think I've settled down a little bit. Let's talk about the cinematography for this thing.
Let's talk about
it. It's good. Ridley Scott, he's a master behind the camera. He knows what he's doing. He knows how to frame a shot. He knows what's supposed to be there, and he pulls us into Memphis circa BC 326 or somewhere thereabouts.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, the effects are decent. Sometimes unnerving.
Yes,
okay. But I guess when you're talking about plagues on humanity,
Yeah.
they pretty much need to be unnerving.
Yeah.
Okay. The acting, though. Okay. I almost hate to even bring it up, Ant.
But you got to, Kev.
Okay. The acting in this movie is its biggest misstep, and I'm gonna pass it over to you.
It's a hot mess in that area as well. Great cast, as Kev mentioned, but they're just totally in the wrong. Just totally miscast.
Great actors. I won't say a great cast.
Well,
the cast is collectively all them together.
Yeah, good point. So good actors, excellent actors, but they are miscast
Yes.
in this film. And it does not work at all. You got John Turturro playing Ramsey's father, and especially when you got Ben Kingsley right there on the set as well. So why wasn't he playing?
John Turturro is Ramses the First. When you got Ben Kingsley here, who could probably play that role in his sleep.
Thank you.
Okay. And I kept expecting John Turturro to flip a pizza or something.
Yeah, it just it's totally
with
off.
Danny Aiello standing in the background.
You got Aaron Paul from Breaking Bad. He is playing Joshua in the film.
Moses' brother.
And you can't help but see Jesse there, and you're just waiting for him to say, "Plague bitches." It's like,
hey yo, Moses, when are we gonna cook? Okay.
Right, yeah. It's like, let's cook up some of this manna and crank this out. It doesn't work. It doesn't work. And now while we're on that subject and talking about the actors in the film and the and the cast, I wouldn't be Ant if I didn't bring it up. It's
hit him with it, man.
It's been this rumbling
right
about race and who the actors were that were cast in this film. And let's just flip the script for a moment and let's look at another scenario and see how this would go. Let's take a film about a 13th century Scottish warrior named William Wallace. I'm talking about the film Braveheart. And let's put an all-black, leading cast in this film. So let's have Denzel. He's a big name. Let's have Denzel play William Wallace, give him some dreads, and put Kevin Hart in there. We can give him an axe and let him
put Denzel in there,
put him in a kilt and let him run around. Now, is that film going to get financed?
They might take our lives, but they'll never take our freedom.
Hell no. That film is not going to get cast. Because that just, so then why would you turn around and take a story set in ancient Egypt and, have this leading Anglo cast, for the characters in this film.
Right.
It just, I mean, it does not make sense. And I mean, that's just one thing of many. I thought going in that this was going to be the primary thing that was going to be on, but as you've heard, there's so many things wrong about this. And then you heard Ridley Scott, come out in the papers and say, well, hey guys, I had to have a big name in the film. That's why, in order to get the film done. Well, my response to that is, don't make the film.
Right.
If you don't have the proper funding, or if you don't have the right cast in place of the right actors to play the characters correctly, put it on the shelf. It's been a bunch of projects that set for many years before they could be done correctly.
And Ridley Scott could have his pick of projects to do. And I'm sorry, Ridley, I just don't really buy that. And this is not 1956 anymore, okay? This is not Charlton Heston and Yul Brynner, all right? We can actually handle having people of color in this film, okay?
Yeah.
And if you can't get that, like Ant said, put it on the shelf. But be true to the subject matter, be true to the story, the tale, if you're going to tell it, okay? That's all I'm asking for.
Yeah, there it is, yeah.
All right.
Kev, we need to throw some points on this thing, man.
Yeah, let's go ahead and throw some points.
Hey, bottom line, the film's a hot mess. It's a bland serving of tasteless, colorless, void of any satisfaction. I mean, I wish I had a plague that I could throw on this film. It's so bad. I give it a 4 out of 10.
4. All right.
Yeah, man.
I love Ridley Scott. I really do. I mean, he's one of my heroes. Growing up, I mean, I love Blade Runner. I saw Alien. That was the first film I ever saw of his when I was a little kid. Scared the hell out of me, but still, I was hooked from that point on. Okay, I love Ridley. But this film is absolutely devoid of heart and humanity. It definitely yearns for credibility. It wants to be seen as a credible piece of artwork, which I guess is why everything has to be so real and so gritty, and that there's no magic in it whatsoever. But it's stale. It's just stale.
Stale cracker.
It's stale cracker, and I can't do it, man. I can't give this film anything more than a 2.
Oh, Kev, it's the holidays, man.
Merry Christmas.
All right. So 4 from me, a 2 from Kev. That is our show. Before we wrap, as I mean, we are in the holidays, so we'll throw a quick PSA at you. Look, don't overdrink and abuse the alcohol at your work Christmas party, okay? It's not going to be a good look on Monday.
No, it's not.
It's not.
If you even have a job come Monday after that.
Exactly. So it's a party, but don't forget that first part. It is your work party. So you still own. All right. So just a little heads up from Ant and Kev.
One other thing. If you do white elephant at your job, okay, don't be the one fool to go out and spend $50 on the gift that you only supposed to spend 10 on.
Oh my God.
You're not gonna get a $50 gift in return.
Yes, you are not. And you're not gonna get any cool points on that either.
No, at all.
So there it is. But be sure to like us on Facebook.
Yep, or you can follow us on Twitter at The Movie Brothers.
And make sure you subscribe to this channel and spread the word. I'm
Spread it.
Ant. Yes. I'm Ant. This is Kev. We are The Movie Brothers, and this is the place, the one and only place where we bring you nothing but the real on the real. Peace.